In a state where football is king, more than 1,200 teams have one thing on their minds. The routes may differ, but the destination is shared. Arlington, Texas, the cathedral of Texas high school football. Here, champions will be crowned.
This episode of Tap and Step is presented by Cover Zero Analytics, the leaders in next-level football data. Cover Zero delivers predictive matchup previews, classification-based grading, and customized analysis to football coaches who want more than the same old breakdown of tendencies. With Cover Zero, football coaches now have a tool that can measure all aspects of their team's performance. Cover Zero is built entirely around smarter data analysis, helping thousands of coaches find winning edges that don't always appear in film study. If you're a football coach looking for an extra advantage, Cover Zero invites you to join the hundreds of premier programs that have taken their scouting intel to the next level. Ready to see how the best teams win? Start with Cover Zero Analytics. Find out more at coverzeroanalytics.com. That's coverzeroanalytics.com.
Texas High School Football Podcast from your friends at Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com. I am the Tepp, Greg Tepper.
And I am Pete Alonso's newest fan, the
go.
Stepp, Matt Stepp.
Go
Orioles.
Orange polar bear over here. We do thank you for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber or not and watching us for free as you get ready for the state championship games on Friday.
We appreciate you. Speaking of change, it looks like Clayton is out there holding a state championship trophy.
That is a state championship trophy. And he's holding the Earl Campbell Award. These guys.
Hi, Clayton.
Hi, guys. This is your Friday state championship preview. That's right. It's the penultimate day. I like the word penultimate.
It's my favorite day, probably, of
Penultimate?
games.
Penultimate means the second from last day of the state championship games. Those other dulcet tones you hear belong to our favorite reindeer, Vianney Moreno. That will not make sense to people listening on the podcast.
No, she's wearing reindeer antlers.
Hi, guys.
Exactly.
You can hear it.
She's the 10th.
There you go.
She's
Thank
the
you.
10th reindeer.
She is. This is your Friday state championship preview edition of Tep and Step. We do thank you for being Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Coming up here in just a moment, all three games, 4A and 5A D1.
Ooh, big schools.
Big schools. We're getting to the big crowds.
Big numbies.
Big numbies. A reminder that we will be live after every single state championship game on our social channels.
Did you say live?
Live! We'll do it live!
F it, we're gonna do.
We're gonna go live on our social channels for instant reaction to each of the 12 state championship games, plus getting you ready for the next game. And that is brought to you by our friends, the Arlington Sports Commission. And let me tell you something: Arlington, not just Six Flags, but it does have a Six Flags.
They do have a Six Flags.
Not just Six Flags, though.
They have a Hurricane Harbor too.
They do have a Hurricane.
It's probably too cold to go to Hurricane Harbor right now, but
Yeah, but you know what? Wet and wild for real ball knowers.
oh yeah, Wet Wild.
Wet wild. Anyway, but they've got a ton of events going on in Arlington at all times. Like, I've been to 2 major wrestling shows in Arlington. You can watch the Cowboys. You can watch the Texas Rangers. They've got the World freaking Cup coming. There's always something popping in Arlington.
It's a great sports town. Like, there's always something going on. You got great high school sports in Arlington. You got UT Arlington playing great basketball. The College Park Center is a great place to watch a basketball game.
Oh, Vianney has been to a concert at Texas Live.
Yes.
We were talking about that on our way back from Iowa Park. That you went and saw. What was the name of the band?
La Fiera de Ojinaga.
And you were telling me that's like a huge band.
Yes. And they had it for free.
They're at Texas Live because they're always popping up there in Arlington. Go to arlingtonsportscommission.org/UIL and they'll hook you up. Hotel. They'll tell you where to eat.
Yeah. If you want to ask, I'll tell you where to eat in Arlington. I'm going to have breakfast at Marquez Cafe before breakfast tacos. Elite.
What?
Yeah, elite.
Oh,
great bakery.
Or just tweet Matt Wilson. Tweet
Yeah,
the Wolf.
just tweet at the Wolf. I don't know what the number is.
I think it's like 1184. Does that sound right? Tweet Matt Wilson. He will love that we're doing this. Tweet Matt Wilson.
66.
It's the Wolf 6674.
Yeah.
Tweet him and be like, "Hey, where do I eat in Arlington?" And
He'll
he will
tell
be
you.
like, "I got you, brother."
Yeah. What do you tell him what you want?
He'll tip his cowboy hat at you.
Yeah. I'm definitely eating breakfast at Marquez Cafe one morning because that place rocks. And it's right next to the stadium.
You better bring me some.
ArlingtonSportsCommission.org/UIL for everything you need.
Tocino or chorizo?
De los dos.
Okay. Porque no los dos? Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Arlington Sports Commission. We're going to get into the Friday games, but first, Matthew, we will start as we always do with your Texas high school football fun fact of the week, presented by Cover Zero Analytics. Speaking of valued partners, our friends at Cover Zero Analytics, they've been with us since the jump of this season.
They're OGs.
They're OGs. We do thank them for being for putting up with us. Although we did hear back from them. Ball knowers of this podcast know that we once referred to them as an onion volcano. And they apparently are now just going to make that a key part of their marketing.
Listen, and they don't have to cut me a check. That one's on the house.
That's on the house.
That's
Get those numbies. Get the Texas High School Football Advanced Analytics at coverzeroanalytics.com. Take your team to the next level. There are teams that are in Arlington this week that we will talk about on today's episode that are there because of Cover Zero Analytics, because they took their team to the next level.
Yeah.
The next level might be Arlington. Go to coverzeroanalytics.com. Check them out. Thanks to Cover Zero Analytics. Matt Stepp, your Texas high school football fun fact of the week. There are 20 UIL 11-man Texas high school football teams descending upon Arlington this weekend. Which team has the number one scoring defense, and which team has the number 20 scoring defense? So the best scoring defense among the finalists and the worst scoring defense among the finalists.
I'm going to go best scoring defense, South Oak Cliff.
Incorrect. They're fourth, actually.
Wow, really?
Behind Stephenville, Kilgore, and number one Wall.
Kilgore is my second guess.
What about the defense that has struggled most? Bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob. See ya. He does not want to be a guest on Tap and Step.
No, he doesn't.
He
wants to go
he
home.
avoids the
He
camera.
wants to go home. All right.
Yeah. The scoring, quote unquote worst scoring
Yeah.
defense. I'm gonna go see King.
It's a good guess, but you know when I say it's a good guess,
That means I'm wrong.
the answer is the Grandview Zebras.
Oh,
The Grandview Zebras have allowed 29.3 points per game. 29.3 points per game. DeSoto is the second, and then CE King.
okay.
So anyway, there it is, your Texas high school ball fun fact of the week. All right, Matthew, on to Friday. It's Friday UIL Texas High School Ball State Championship preview, and we kick things off bright and early. By bright and early, I mean 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Morning football. Look, get your coffee.
Well, I'll
Listen
tell you
to Tap
what,
and Step.
if you need something to wake you up, how about this game? The 4A Division I State Championship, 11 a.m. Friday at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It is the Stephenville Yellow Jackets and the Kilgore Bulldogs, and I will tell you this. You will not be asleep after the first time these two teams hit each other.
No. These two will play. They play football angry.
They play football with the intention of violence.
Yeah.
These are two gladiatorial football teams. I want to be very clear that it's going to say what I'm going to say I don't actually mean, but there's part of these teams that have a real absence of nuance, and they're just I have a baseball bat. Mm-hmm. What if I just keep hitting you with it?
Yeah.
They are violent, physical football teams, and it is going to be. This will be up there with the 6AD1 game as the most physical game of the weekend.
Agree.
It'll be so physical.
Yeah.
And Stephenville is here after a remarkable win over Salina. And it's remarkable for a number of reasons. One, dethrone the state champs.
Yes.
Two, I thought they won a game where their offense had a pretty poor day.
They didn't have their best day. Now, I think Salina had a lot to do with that. They had a great game plan. They harassed Trot Jordan. a lot, forced him into some bad. That first interception Trot Jordan threw, I'm sure he wants that throwback. That was not a good decision, but he was also under duress. I think they did a great job. Stephenville doesn't struggle very much on offense, and they did struggle. I think that's a credit to Salina, but also it's a concern because I think they're facing a defense that presents different challenges than Salina, but is equally as strong in Kilgore.
Yes, I would agree. And Stephenville came up with big plays at the key moments and won a game on the margins, which is not something we've seen them do because they haven't had to. They've really blitzed past everyone with the exception of West Plains in the regional final and then Salina this past week, where they've just been a lot better than everybody.
Yeah, they've had a lot of dominant wins. This was a Stephenville team that came into the year 10 starters back on defense. We knew they were going to be really good. Back on the market, so don't be surprised if at some point we hear about him signing with a FBS scholarship. Just a mountain in the middle of that defense. This is a complete defense at all three levels. Yes. And the offense was kind of like, a lot of questions. Well, Trot Jordan's come in and been great. Zyler McClendon, running back. They've got a great core of receivers. The freshman might be the best one in Caden Monk.
Caden Monk is a dog. Yeah. And I want to say, I want to make sure, I'm fairly certain, Durag.
Oh, Durag rules. Okay.
I think.
Well, trust and verify on Friday.
Well, and here's the thing. Stephenville,
it's a content.
Their front seven is absurd.
Yeah.
Front really seven is exceptional.
Yeah, it's really good.
They're really, really good. And I would say if there is a weakness, it's in their secondary. But that's just the weaker. It's a good secondary.
But you also have to protect your quarterback long enough to throw the ball. Well, Kilgore, if they can protect Kason Brooks back, he's been unbelievable. I think he holds every passing record in Kilgore school history.
He's just an operator, man.
We watched him in 7-on-7 and just marveled at how in control that offense he was, and the game is slowed down for him.
Yes,
he looks in control. Kilgore's got a good running game. Rayshawn Williams, Isaiah Waters. Kilgore's going to keep a good running back, right? But then the receiving core, they can make plays. They're outstanding.
I had a coach, because I'm on the call for this game too, for Stephenville and Kilgore. And I've been doing my coach gossip thing where I like to call coaches who have played these teams and just look at their
tea.
Yeah, just get the tea, just look at their notes.
Get that piping hot tea.
There is a coach who played them. And he said basically that they got back in the car, back on the bus, heading back after their loss to them in the playoffs, and said, how in the world did Texas State get LaKeely and Graves?
It's among the biggest steals in the recruiting. I'm not a recruiting guy, but I know our Greg Powers, Mallory Hartley love him.
They're crazy about him.
Our friends from 24/7 love LaKeely and Graves. He went off at State 7-on-7, and Texas State gets him. And G.J. Kinney, that's a recruiting coup they got.
He is a freak. And he's both sides, by the way.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Defensively, he can do so many things. He can play linebacker. He can play at safety. So you've got this hybrid
He'll
guy.
rush the passer on you.
Yeah. You got this hybrid kid that can move around so he's a matchup nightmare. Kilgore in 5 playoff games has allowed a total of 17 points. Mm-hmm. And in the last 4, they've allowed 3.
Dude,
Fort Bend Crawford, they held Fort Bend Crawford to 3 points. And Fort Bend Crawford's got one of the most explosive offenses in the state. They held them to 3. Fort Bend Crawford beat West Orange Stark, who we're going to talk about here in a little while. It's a great team. They held to 3 points. And really, 14 of those 17 points were in round 1 against Little Cypress Mauriceville. That game was like 58-0, at one point.
I'm telling you, that defense, Jalen Sheffield, they've just got
Cam Christian, D lineman.
They've got war daddies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another corner that's committed to S. They're really
they're
good.
Loaded.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've been here before.
Yes.
And last year didn't go well for them. Salina, they got Bo Bentley.
Yeah.
And looking back on it now, that was a generational Salina team, and it took Stephenville they last play of the game.
Yeah.
By the way, the game-winning field goal for Brighton.
Yeah,
DeVivo. He's their backup kicker. Their number one kicker is out.
What?
Yeah, he's the backup kicker. He kicked a 45-yard field goal.
And it was not like it didn't
good
sneak
from
over the
50
bar.
plus. Yeah, it'd have been good from 50 plus.
Dang.
But the thing about Kilgore is they've been on the stage before, and I think they had a bad taste in their mouth after what happened last year. So this is going to be an absolute war.
This is the take your eye off the ball game of the week. Okay, just watch the lines. Just watch the lines. They're going to kick the dog out of each other. Yeah. It is going to be brutal up front.
And that right there. That's why I like Stephenville. Mm-hmm. I think they've got an edge up front on both sides of the ball. Kilgore's not bad up front. Mm-hmm. I think Stephenville's better. I think Kilgore has better skill position players. But it's not like Stephenville's that far behind. Yeah. I think the edge, the bigger gap here is I think Stephenville in the trenches versus Kilgore in the trenches. That's why I took Stephenville. I think I'm on a little bit of an island. I think I'm the only one who took Stephenville. I think the rest of the staff likes Kilgore.
I like Kilgore because I think the trenches are closer to a draw here. Because I think Hunter Whipke, the big offensive lineman for Kilgore, he's a dog. I think that it's the center for Stephenville, Cooper Doty.
That name ring, the last name.
Yeah, somehow if your name is Doty in Stephenville, I'm pretty sure you're going to be a pretty good offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Up against Cameron Christian and company. That's the real matchup here.
Yeah.
Like, forget all the other skill positions. Just watch the trenches. I think the state championship experience is big for Kilgore. A lot of these guys play last year.
Yeah, I agree with that point.
I like Kilgore in a hammer fight.
Craig Way likes to call it a rock fight.
Just bludgeoning each other. I think this game rocks.
It's a great atmosphere. Two big fan bases. Again, relatively close to Arlington.
Very drivable.
Stephenville's an hour and a half. Kilgore's 2.5 hours. So it's going to be a lot of folks for the next game. We're probably going to show up early. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
I'll tell you this. Here's the key. Can Stephenville run the ball? Because last week, I think a lot of their offense scuffled because Zyler McClendon really couldn't get going. Mm-hmm. If they're able to run the ball, Stephenville's in good shape. But if they're not, and I just think this Kilgore defense, I mean, like you said, they've given up 17 points in the playoffs. I don't know. This is box
insane.
Office. I'll tell you, between the that span of the 7:00 Thursday game and then those two games right there back to back is exceptional stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
Agreed.
On to 3:00. 3:00 Friday afternoon at AT&T Stadium in Arlington is the Class 4A Division II State Championship game between the champions of Region 3, the West Orange Stark Mustangs, and the Carthage Bulldogs.
Who?
Yeah, the Carthage Bulldogs are back. Carthage is back. Who could have possibly seen this coming? I don't really know where to start. I love the pedigree matchup in this one. Like, if you're a Texas high school football history buff, this is fun because it's like two legacy programs playing on a big stage. Mm-hmm. And I love West Orange Stark getting back to the spot. We talked about it last week in the semifinal preview, but Hiawatha Hickman there at West Orange Stark, that guy's been grinding and working to get this program back to its former glory. And he's done it, and I think he deserves a ton of praise for that.
He does.
I think he's done a fabulous job. And two big fan bases that are nutso. This is fun stuff. Let's go back to last week with Carthage. I want to start with them. Because we talked about their semifinal with Brock, and we thought that was the main event for the weekend. That was really the main event for the weekend. That was the most anticipated game of the weekend, was Carthage and Brock.
Yes.
Well, Carthage didn't get that memo. Because Carthage was like, what, it's hard? They drilled Brock. That is, we'll talk about other ones that were wilder. That was maybe the most impressive performance.
It was 42-7 in the early third quarter in Carthage. And Brock had not trailed all year.
Yeah.
And they just got... Carthage is, I'll say this, we talk about KJ Edwards, we talk about Jet Surratt, we talk about Junior Henderson, Benny the Bull Smith. We talk about all the skill talent there at Carthage on the offensive side of the ball. Mm-mm. Carthage's defense, since the first round of the playoffs, has been a turnover forcing machine, and they harassed Holt Frazier into like 3 interceptions. They've just been forcing turnover after turnover, and you cannot give Carthage short fields.
You can't give Carthage extra possessions.
Yeah, you just can't.
And I think they've got the 2 best, number 1 and number 2 best linebackers in 4A, in Quebec and Carson Crawford. They're animals. They're animals. And they drilled. I really can't stress enough how impressive that was to just absolutely clobber Brock like that. Because that was a really good Brock team. And they made them look ordinary. Here comes West Orange Stark, coming off of an extremely impressive win over Sinton. And one of the things that we had questions about was, okay, how are they going to slow down this Sinton attack that is so dangerous, right? So dangerous. Well, they did it. They put them under their thumb, just
buried him.
Just smushed them. Smushed them. And Antarian Fontenot, like this Blue Link defense, they are capital B back. This defense is playing, this is the highest compliment I can pay them. They're playing West Orange Stark defense. Like, they play fast. They play with an edge. They strike you. Like, this West Orange Stark defense is spectacular. And then you have the number 1 player that I'm most looking forward to seeing at state for them, in Kelby Jefferson.
Oh man,
I'm obsessed. This kid, if you've never seen him, 5'3", 160 pounds soaking wet. Yeah. He's a whittle guy.
But he plays.
Man, I mean this. Pound for pound, he might be the strongest player in Texas. Like, this dude, he's an ox. You can't bring him down. And he had a great game last week against Sinton. Against a Sinton defense that I know the numbers don't look good, but that was a team that did stop the run well.
Yes, yeah, that was, and they just leaned on Kelvin. West Orange Starks, their transformation this year into kind of flipping back to old school West Orange Stark, running the 50 defense, getting in the I formation, power football, and Jefferson's a workhorse. He's hard because he's 5'3", but he's incredibly strong and just a fire hydrant. He's so hard to tackle.
He is.
And they lean on him a lot, and he just keeps the chains moving. And then because that now you start limiting possessions, now it keeps the defense fresher. It's complementary football.
It is. It's old school complementary football. That's what it is.
But
I wish I could tell you that I wish I could tell you that I think that this is going to be a super competitive down to the wire game. I wish I could tell you that. I think Carthage is a freaking wrecking machine. And I like this West Orange Shark team.
Yeah. It's a great, Carthage obviously 10 state championships. West Orange Stark is they've been to 9 title games, I think.
They're very decorated.
Yeah. But, is it 9? Yeah, 9 title games. This is their 9th state championship game. Carthage is 12th. They've got 4 state titles. This is
not some fly-by-night program.
But here's a crazy stat. So there's a lot of crazy stats of Scott Surratt, right? And I just don't think I just don't think there's a defense in 4A that's capable of consistently getting stops against Carthage. Maybe outside of Stephenville and Kilgore. We saw Carthage Kilgore, and it was 21-10 Carthage in week 1. But Scott Surratt is 86-8 in the playoffs, I believe now. 86-8 as a playoff. His record is 86-8 in the playoffs, which is just stupid.
Yeah,
and he's 10-0 in state championship games.
That's the thing.
And here's the thing. Here's the other stat. You know how many of those 10 state championship games have been 1-score games?
One. The first one, right?
Second one. When they beat Graham. They beat Colt McCoy and Graham at SMU. I think 13-12. But other than that,
it's been a lot of blowouts.
Yeah, there's a lot of 2-3. Like last year's La Vega Carthage game, Carthage won by 2 touchdowns. For Carthage state championship game standards, that's pretty close. Like they get to Arlington and they are emphatic. They leave no doubt. And
I know we've said this story before, but I go back to 2020 where they played Gilmer. and in a title game. And Gilmer runs out, scores a touchdown, scored 70 points in a row.
10 straight touchdowns.
To me, I mean, I will just say this, from a matchup perspective, I think that the way to beat Carthage's defense is through the air, and Western Trucks isn't built to do that.
No. One-dimensional teams just
they're not going like we just talked about how they have the best linebacker core in 4A Division II. Well, that seems good against a team that runs the ball. I wish I had different news. I look at this, and to me, Carthage is a clear, borderline prohibitive favorite in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a 2 or 3 touchdown win.
Yeah.
I'll be pleasantly surprised if it's a close football game. Would love
to.
West Orange is going to bring a great crowd. They're going to be fired up to be here. They're a proud program. I just think it's been a hell of a year for them. I just think they're running into a different animal.
I think they're running into a different animal. Yeah. I think you're right. That moves us to 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Friday night at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. It is the 5A Division I state championship game. It is in the home of the Texas Rangers. It is Rangers versus Rangers.
Both same school colors as Navy.
It is. It's so funny.
Spider-Man
like
meme.
a lot of the like aesthetics here are Spider-Man meme, and then also nothing about this is Spider-Man.
They don't play the same kind of football.
The Frisco Lone Star Rangers take on the Smithson Valley Rangers. 2 teams that again had very different. Well, not very different. They had different state semifinal experiences. We'll start with Smithson Valley. Smithson Valley played Port Arthur Memorial, and shout out Port Arthur Memorial.
Great season.
They had them on the road, a little wobbly.
21-7, and it was Port Arthur Memorial was up 21-7, and they had the ball with a chance to deliver the knockout punch. And we may talk about other knockout punches in tomorrow's podcast, but yeah, they had a chance to knock them out, and they didn't. And when you're playing the champs, if you can turn you can put your foot, turn the gun sideways, put your foot on their throat, sweep the leg, whatever it is, you better do it because if you let them hang around, they're going to come back and bite you. And Smithson Valley
tighten the screws. They just tighten the screws. It is not. I'm telling you, this sounds insulting, but like winning, who cares if you win? It is not aesthetically pleasing. It is not a highlight show for Smithson Valley.
It's just sound,
ruthless efficiency,
blocking, tackling, kicking game. Smithson Valley returned a kickoff for a touchdown. That was their first score of the game. This all 3 phases. They're just efficient and they just do everything well.
They do everything. They have no discernible weaknesses.
No.
Okay. Gunnar Shoquist, their running back, is great. I think Ty Knutson might be the best passing quarterback they've had in a hot minute.
Yeah,
because Kate Spradling was obvious. He's a folk hero, but like he was a runner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a linebacker playing quarterback.
Exactly.
Ty Knutson's a quarterback.
Ty Knutson's a quarterback and a legit prospect.
And that Smithson Valley front 7 is serious business.
They're gnarly.
Yeah, Hudson Woods. And those guys.
That linebacker they've got, Caleb Barrow. Yeah. Like they're loaded up front. Okay, so they come back and they beat Port Arthur Memorial, and again, just ruthless efficiency. Nothing special. I mean, that sounds I hope people don't take that the wrong way. I don't mean that they're not special. They're a very good football team.
Yes.
But they are never showing up on Sports Center.
No, they're not going to pop up on they're not going to pop up on social media clips. Oh, this great club, that Smithson Valley guy. They're just going to do all the little things really
all the
well.
little things so well, and it's not like that flows from the coach, flows from Larry Hill, who just demands excellence, and they get it. Frisco Lone Star had themselves a weekend.
So let me tell you. So I record instant reaction videos on Friday nights at my game. So my game wrapped up. Shiner and Mount Enterprise. I'm waiting for the Stephenville Salina game to end because I saw the Alito score. And it was 52-35, and I'm like, okay, 52. It's over. Alito wins 52-35.
I'm sorry, 52-35 in the fourth quarter.
Yes, like
this isn't
minutes,
like
6 minutes left in the game. 6 or 7 minutes left. And so I start. So I see Stephenville kicks the game-winning field goal. Stephenville wins. Let me go start recording. So I record my video, thinking Alito won. I was like, I don't have a final score yet, but Alito was up big, so they'll be looking for title number 13. So fold up my tripod, put my microphones away, and I'm getting ready to say goodbye to the new Caney AD, who was so gracious in hosting me. And I just happened to look at my phone, and I saw a tweet that Lone Star had recovered an onside kick, and I was like, "Excuse me." I look at my phone; it's 52-49, and Lone Star just recovered an onside kick. So, me and a TV reporter from Tyler, who actually graduated from Lone Star, Jimmy Seafrost. We go watch the game on the big screen in the community room, and we see Lone Star win the game. So crazy endings. Needless to say, I had to re-record my video. Lone Star did the unthinkable.
They
were down at one point 42. They were down 21 in the third quarter, and then down 17 with 6 minutes left to Alito. Alito does not blow leads like that.
No, they put you to sleep.
And yet, and I've heard this comparison. I hesitate to say it because we're talking hush tones here, okay? Trey Wright's the closest thing I've seen to Kyler Murray since Kyler Murray. Like, when you watch Trey Wright, it's like, this is what Kyler Murray used to do. He's a similar build, plays a similar type game. He's just a sophomore, so he's got a long way to go. I'm not saying he's going to be Kyler Murray because that standard is incredibly high. But when I watch him play, I'm like, that's exactly what Kyler Murray did.
Let me run through his...
And that's crazy to say, I know.
Let me run through his final...
Allen people lay off. I'm just saying the style of play.
Let me run through their... So basically, they score a touchdown to...
52-42.
52-42. 3:01 left. They punt the ball back. So they're down. Orioles up 10. Here's what happens. Trey Wright, 48-yard pass to Davian Gross.
Here's the thing. When Alito punted to them, does this show the play-by-play? Look where they started that drive.
They got the ball at the 1.
Yeah.
The perfect punt. Okay? Davian Gross, Trey Wright to Davian Gross, 48-yard pass. Trey Wright incomplete. Trey Wright, 12-yard run. Trey Wright, 8-yard run. Trey Wright, 12-yard pass to Davian Gross. 2-minute timeout. Trey Wright, 19-yard touchdown run. Onside kick. Trey Wright, incomplete pass.
By the way, Davian Gross, unbelievable onside kick recovery.
Trey Wright, 23-yard pass or run. Trey Wright, incomplete pass. Trey Wright, 18-yard run. Trey Wright, touchdown pass to Zach Forbish. And there's your lead. And with 30 seconds left. Among the most stunning things we've seen in Texas high school football in a decade.
And Trey Wright's a sophomore. Now, he's started 15 games, but he's a sophomore. Like, he's doing that as a sophomore to Alito. And Alito defense that had been considered amongst the best in the state.
It was the number one scoring defense in 5A Division I.
Yeah.
And they hung 56 on them. Now, there's another side to this. When you get into this game, Alito did have 600 yards total offense.
Yeah, Lone Star is not a shutdown, lockdown defense. They are not. They have been good at times, but they've also, you can score on them.
This whole game comes down to pace. Comes down to pace.
100%
This is
agree.
as disparate a pace game as you will ever see because Smithson Valley wants to slow it down and grind you out. And Lone Star wants to see how many times they can have the ball. They want to go up and down. The thing is, that's what makes this game so hard to call because there are two universes here, and there's not a lot of in between. There's two universes. There's Smithson Valley plays a Smithson Valley game and Smithson Valley wins, or Lone Star plays a Lone Star game and Lone Star wins. Like, there's not a lot of overlap here, in my opinion.
Agree.
I have said from the word go that I think when Smithson Valley's superpower is that when they're going good, they drag you into their game. They did it to Port Arthur Memorial last week. That is a team that's in many respects, not in many respects, in every respect, a lot faster than Smithson Valley. And they dragged them into the mud, and they made them play their game. I think they can do it one more time. And I think the key matchup is going to be that Smithson Valley front seven against the Lone Star offensive line. That's the key matchup here. I like Smithson Valley. I'm going to ride with Smithson Valley. Champions advantage.
I'm going to go Lone Star. I just feel like you beat Alito in Highland Park and back-to-back
That
weeks.
is true.
You've got my attention. So I'm riding with the Rangers to bring Frisco ISD their first ever state championship.
That's right. It'll be the first one. That is going to be a fun matchup to close out Friday. At that point, we'll have 1 day left in the state championship in the state championships. 1 day left in the Texas high school football season, and we'll have to tell you about that next time. A reminder that we will have post-game coverage for all 12 UIL Texas high school football games, courtesy of our friends at the Arlington Sports Commission, on all of our social channels. Make sure you tune in immediately after the game for each of the 12 games. So that is going to do it for us. Thanks for being a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Thank you to V&A Moreno for listening to our nonsense. Stepp, thanks for your courage.
Thank you.
Talk to you tomorrow on Tep and Step.
Bye.